All right, hello everybody. So I thought I might as well make a different video than I normally make regularly, and I prefer to. And this time I want to make a video about data privacy and security overall. So I just want to give you my thoughts on what I think overall about data privacy and security. I am someone who really views them as a very critical and essential tool. The reason being is because in this day and age, in this digital age, we are living where we use technology and the online world and the online space a lot, and data privacy is pretty critical. Also, our information is very sensitive, and what we use and all that can get leaked out there, and that's why it's very critical to be careful about them. And I really overall think it's important to be very cautious about what you use online, what sites you use, and all that. Again, I'm not gonna say that you don't have to use a website. I'm just saying just be careful about it. The reason I also have seen this too, especially for the past few years, I've been seeing how not all these sites, while they look great, they actually do not look as great as possible, and they actually the ads that they give you sometimes they're not they want to try to make it so that it looks tailorized and personalized to you, but it's really them trying to track your movements and fingerprint and whatnot, and that kind of stuff is super invasive, and that is not okay. I do not think that's a great thing at all, and I personally am someone who views that as a major no-no. And what I believe personally you should do is you should got to be very careful of those sites. So one of the stuff they like to do is they like to track you with cookies, use fingerprints. These are the kind of stuff that is how they will, next time you use the website, they'll be able to find out, they'll be able to like have an information or stuff tailorized to you because they know, okay, it's the same user out here. And this is the kind of stuff that's very invasive, very evasive. It's very like, it's pretty much overall a very, very much a privacy issue. And that's the reason why some websites, like some operating systems like Chrome, they don't do a very good job in protecting against such a thing. You literally have to be searching for that stuff constantly and over and over and over again in order to find that out. You cannot like, it's not built in. It's like not by default where you launch the Chrome app and you can be able to like turn off those cookies and all those stuff. But the reason why I say all this is because there's this thing called Microsoft. There's not Brave. It's called Brave, which is a really good op- operating system. It's a really good browser that I really like because first off, when you enter that thing in, when you get in, it will literally block those ads. It'll block also those fingerprinting and those cookies, and you can put it to an aggressive mode, and that is very recommended because you don't want sites remembering all your stuff in that way. Like you want to be very careful on it because yes, it might look non-malicious, but the reason why that's not good is because that kind of stuff can be how sites can track your information, and indirectly like these data brokers, they can collect those information and use it against your consent, which is not okay at all. That is not good at all. That's really something that I really do not like. It's something that would make me sweat. I'm like, why would this be allowed? And unfortunately, these companies, all these big companies and all that, I'm not saying anything against them, but like they use they use ads and all to like to create tailored stuff. So that's how they make their profits. And like users are not aware of it. And unfortunately, what happens is they accept cookies and accept all these stuff that are enabled by default. And the only way they can stop it is by turning them off or finding or scouring the settings option, because what happens is because that these things are on by default, the company is gonna, like, let's say LinkedIn for instance, is gonna think that the user is consenting towards using those stuff, like towards having their data being trained for third party, when reality is, or for AI, and the reality is they don't want that stuff. They just don't know about that stuff. And even if the company were to get sued, the most likely the lawsuit's not going to go far, because what happens is the judge is going to think like the legality is going to think that the user consented to that thing, so hence that's the reason they're not they won't get that far, and the company is not going to get into trouble for that. And this is what a lot of users do not know about. So this is some stuff I really wanted to talk about, and I know it's a little bit different, but I wanted to really get this out there because it's really about awareness, education. I didn't know some of these stuff until not too long back, like a few years back, but I started to realize I got to be careful on these kind of stuff. But I really appreciate you guys coming and watching this video. But thank you so much, even though I'm showing just this screen. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.